All right, well, tonight I mentioned the special buzz in the room, and that is because the city of Cape is wanting to properly celebrate and recognize the contributions of our former Mayor Harry Rediger, who served so ably here just a short while ago. With his passing recently, you always kind of realize these kinds of things would be great if they happened while people were still with us, but certainly this is seen as an appropriate time to gather and celebrate one of our citizens who contributed so much here to Cape. And we will be hearing about that here very shortly by a number of different people.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to say that it is an honor and a privilege to be included in this part of this particular meeting. Even before he was mayor, we go back to the late 1980s with committees that we served on. And as I went back and looked at things, I figured that somewhere between 1987 and 2022, I was probably in meetings with him of some kind for more than 35 years, twice a month at least. Over that period of time, obviously, he became one of my best friends. And that's for a lot of reasons. So let me tell you what I witnessed from this guy over that period of time. Number one, always upbeat when he came in, always positive. Dedicated to family also as much, and that was always a piece of what was going on as well. He always had a list. Always had a list. Those smiling, they know him. He always had a list of things that he knew he would like to work on, are things that needed to be done. And then the other thing I witnessed is he always did the right thing. So this man was unbelievable to watch. He was a tremendous leader, and he had a great, great impact on this community long term.
We had a lot of turmoil in the city when I was a councilman, and then thereafter we had a lot of accomplishments that Harry was an essential part of in giving me guidance as to how to work through these issues. They were thorny issues, and he helped me that direction. He was instrumental in developing the current casino, and it has been a thriving success. But that was because Harry's dedication and his belief in the development of this city on an economic development plan. And during my time as mayor, the first year, we had an idea of a transportation trust fund. But Harry was on the committee. He has been on the committees ever since, except for TTF 7, which is coming up. Harry was on TTF 1, and it was through his leadership and guidance on that committee that prospered. Every year he committed himself to work on that committee, and then when he was mayor, it continued again. So that is one of the most important things that Harry did during this time. And I appreciated constantly his advice and how we would go about doing some of these things. And it was a great pleasure to work with Harry day in and day out.
He was my mentor upon hitting Cape Girardeau soil. He was the guy that you wanted to be like. And it's such a blessing to see your family here. And I can't think of a family that would smile more and be more proud to be associated with Harry Rediger. As I came here today, I left my office, and those of you that have been in my office, you know I've got several pictures. But no kidding, as I walked out, this picture right here caught my eye as I was leaving my office today. But this was Harry in his capacity 30 years ago as the Transportation Trust Fund author. This is very special to me, and I think fitting today, because this is him dreaming. And the mayor spoke about his accolades, and I hope that list is going to be circulated of achievements, because it's a list like nothing I have ever seen before. And Harry was the visionary, and Harry had the trust that was so powerful in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And so as we honor our friend today, I'd like to leave you with just this thought, with all that we have going on. If we can all work to just emulate a portion of what Harry Rediger stood for, we'd have a really, really, really special community.
Again, thank you for council and for putting this together, especially to Gail. Harry Rediger was indeed a visionary leader, and that's been mentioned a lot tonight. His unwavering faith and his love for his family led to the love of his city. And during his tenure as mayor, that showed up in everything he did. During his tenure in this city, it showed up in everything he did. His commitment, his dedication. He was involved in everything. He saw Cape Girardeau not just as a local city, he wanted it to be involved in more things. And he got really, really actively involved with an organization called MRCTI. Harry's involvement with that led to a huge grant of about $1 million that helped redo our flood wall, the substructure under our flood wall a few years ago. And that's just, that's just one thing. He was also heavily involved in the development of the Drury Plaza Hotel and Convention Center, of the Sportsplex, of Shawnee Center. And all of these improvements have led to a vast improvement of the one thing that drives our city, and that's sales tax receipts. He was always there. Harry was a mentor to me. He gave me guidance that no one else could. He was always there. The trust that he built within this city enabled us the next 4 years to pass the sales tax initiative every year. And that was Harry behind the scenes, still working to make sure this city was successful. We owe him a huge debt of gratitude, and his family needs to be proud, and I know they are. I am. It was an honor, and I consider Harry one of the best friends I've ever had. It was lucky to work with him. He was one of a kind. He was truly Mr. Cape Girardeau.
Thank you so much, Bob. I certainly can't say it better than that, or how you all, the rest of you, shared some things. I'll just tell you all, as a city was considering how to best commemorate some of the impact that we've just heard about, we naturally thought of all the facilities and the initiatives and things that he was supportive of or involved in. As they've all alluded to, where that list is, is pretty long. But one stands out, as mentioned, is the Century Casino. It's hard to imagine the casino even being in Cape without Harry's support, his passion, his influence on that project, like so many others. So I am extremely proud to announce the renaming of the Century Casino roadway entrance at Main and Spanish Streets as Rediger Parkway. If you all would please assist me in unveiling that sign. And there it is. Yep.